So today we're going to talk about something that many small, medium, even large businesses always ask me about, which is, okay, now I know what SEO is, what do I do? And they want to get started that day. So these are the things that you can do on your own, um, and then after that you can or if you don't have, the thing is, SEO is all about how much time things take and changes that come up. So you can definitely get a start doing these things on your own, but then um, hiring a professional SEO company would definitely be the next step after you've started to do some of these items on your own. Especially if you don't have a large team or if it's just you, I would definitely recommend that. All right, so the first thing you should definitely do is fill out your Google My Business page. I would say that this takes 20 to 30 minutes if you have all of the items ready to go. So you have all your pictures ready, your logo, um, all of your business hours information. So there's tons of benefits to filling out this Google My Business page. If you're not on the map, you're not going to be showing up on Google for the local results. So definitely get on the map, and the way you can check that is by going to gybo.com, and checking if you're on the map here. So all you would do is say check my business and then type in the business name. All right, so after you've completed that, and that you can do literally in 20 minutes, now we can start a blog. So blogging is something that you should be doing regularly, no matter what your industry is. So your blogs have to have 300 to 600 words, at least 2 optimized pictures, which means just naming them correctly in the file and alt tag. And then I would also add a video or infographic would be a great thing to add to enhance it and make it better than your competitors. You can also update some of your old blogs. So if you have existing blogs on your site, you don't have to start over. Just go ahead and take those old blogs and revitalize them. I would say it takes between 2 and 6 hours to write a full blog that's fully optimized, including all the posting and editing everything correctly. I would highly recommend that plugin Yoast, which we'll talk about later. And then do the same on your pages. So not just optimizing your blog content, but every page on your website, you should be having a separate product and service page for each of your products or services. So that's a big mistake that some companies make, is they put all their products or all their services on one page. So what you want to do is break it up and put different content on each page that's very specific, so that each page has their own focus keyword, their own pictures, and that'll get you a lot of credit on Google. So that's a lot of the work right here, is just this number 2 here. It'll take, every page on your site or every blog is going to take 2 to 6 hours. So you can see that you can get your website in this shape in, if you had someone doing this full time, probably it'd take you a month at least. All right. And you guys feel free to interject at any time on one of these if you have something to add.
You're doing great so far, Robin.
All right, so now download Yoast and fill out metadata. So this is what I was talking about earlier. Yoast, that's a plugin only for WordPress, and that tells you if your page is optimized. So there's no guessing. It just says red, yellow, or green for each item that you can optimize. So that's a little guide there that you can use. And then filling out metadata. Metadata is just, if I searched like, let's search like awesomeness. Okay, so metadata is just these 3 things: this title, this description here, and then your keyword. So this one I like here, 11 Ways to Unleash Your Awesomeness. Pick the brain. We should read that article. But you can see some of this. If you're looking for a definition, it's here. Wine awesomeness, it's very specific. So there's an International Day of Awesomeness, March 10th, every single year. So
That should be March 12th, actually, because that's my birthday. I
oh
thought
Ah,
that was the day
yeah.
I mentioned
we'll
this.
have to email them, let them know they're off by a couple
Yeah,
days.
that was that.
So you can see that by putting in a great title and a great description, you're going to get more clicks. So that's why this is so important. If you don't write this, Google will just automatically take it from that page or article, and then it's not very advantageous for them to pick a random sentence from there. You want to make sure that you're aggressive with this and you write it. All right, and then
I want to comment that video that you just scrolled over.
yeah.
It's pretty funny, Terry. If you haven't watched it, you should. But the girl that's in the video, she's trying to say metadata, but she keeps saying metadata, and it's hilarious. So it's worthwhile to watch it. It starts right at the point where she starts doing it. Anyway, Robin, please continue. Number 4.
Sure. So facts on every page. Okay, so facts are basically frequently asked questions that all your customers are constantly asking you and you're constantly answering. So why not just put it on your website and then you'll get credit from Google. If someone searches it online, it could pop up in the knowledge graph, like I'd say best way to throw a frisbee, maybe. Let's see. No, there's no knowledge graph for that. So I'm looking for something that pops up here. How about
Didn't you do one about salmon
uh,
boil or
best
to
uh,
smoke salmon on
how
your
to
grill?
smoke salmon? Yeah, we can do that. How to smoke salmon. Okay, so see this knowledge graph here? This is prime real estate. You cannot pay for this. Um, so this is, if there were ads here, it would be above the ads. Sometimes the knowledge graph pops up over here. But if you have a question and answer on your website and you have the best one, it's gonna pop up here. So that's definitely. I mean, I do it all the time for like how to add a picture on Photoshop. See, like this will tell you the exact steps. A lot of times it helps if you number them as well. But if you can't generate some of these questions, where's another place to go? Here's a strange website that I like. Answerthepublic.com. You can just put in your industry. So let's say you sell sailboats. Um, you can just go ahead and put in sailboat there. Then it's going to generate a whole bunch of questions. And then you can use those ideas to generate frequently asked questions on your pages. So why is this important to add frequently asked questions on your website? So you can see all these questions like, what's sailboat? Who's this sailboat? Like all these questions here. So why is that important? Because once you finish this step above, where you finished all your pages, everything's perfect, you're not done. You actually will go down in the ranking if you don't continually add new content and update your pages. So it's a never-ending process with SEO. Also, another great reason to hire an SEO company is because they will take care of that for you. But so once you finish all your pages, now you have to start over again and start doing all the pages over and over again. So Google wants to see fresh content. So putting these little questions on each one and spending 5 minutes a day or 5 minutes a week even, adding these questions to your website will show Google that you are continually freshening up your site, and they will, as a result, they will crawl your site more often, and you will rank higher up. So.
Robin, I have a question on that. Is there any kind of a guideline or a time frame, like, when we're talking to people, should you refresh content, monthly, weekly, daily? What would be a general, like, a rule of thumb for that?
So there's not a set rule, but I would say that, and you don't have to do every single page every single month, but I would say if you rotate pages and you continually are blogging, then that would be good enough. I usually recommend, a bare minimum of 1 to 2 blogs per month, and then in terms of the more static pages, like the product pages, the home page, things like that, you can just rotate those maybe at least change one of your pages every month. It doesn't have to be a complete overhaul change, but it's always better to do it more often. So if you can just do these, I mean, it takes 5 minutes, spend 5 minutes a week answering one frequently asked question and posting it on your site. That would be like the bare minimum. Yeah.
And Terry, I also want to chime in on that question because it is a great question. It's all about doing it more than your competitors are. So if you have competitors that are updating and refreshing their pages extremely often, then you need to be more often than them. If they're not doing it at all, you can get away with the bare minimum. So there's certainly, yeah, the idea of fresh, unique content being on the website on a regular basis. You do that through adding blog posts. Blog posts don't need to be incredibly complicated. You can get away with a lot of short stuff. You can also get away with on your pages rewriting first paragraph, just improving on your prior work or what you said about your business. Maybe add a testimonial, or you can add a FAQ, like Robin was saying. So there's tons of like little tweaks that you can make. So what you want to do is not look at your website as, well, I got to get this giant term paper done and have it just perfect, and then launch it and then leave it alone. You want it to be a living document. You want it to constantly be in change. And you're adding, maybe you add 20 FAQs to one page, and you're like, yeah, this is getting ridiculous. Well, maybe it's time to add another page about a more specific area pertaining to that page. Get a little bit more focused on, and maybe use a longer tail keyword, and take a whole bunch of those FAQs and use it to rework and write some additional content and move them over. So there's a lot of creative ways you can, reuse the content, move it around, rewrite it, add new stuff. Add case studies of the different businesses that you've worked with, of customers. There's just tons of different stuff that you can do.
Okay. And it sounds like, you touched on, I think what sounds to me, the more I hear it, is almost like the golden rule of the whole SEO program is doing a bit more than your competition seems to be the sort, I guess, like the theme of the whole SEO world. We just got to make sure we're always doing a little more than our competitors to stay on top of them.
Exactly. And the other big thing is you always hear in the SEO world, content is king. And that's just writing something that people actually want to read and providing value through what you're writing. So as long as you keep that as a main theme, that's the one thing that's never changed in SEO, is so long as you're writing something that's valuable and meaningful to somebody and not just writing it for the sake of SEO, that will have some longevity to it.
All right. Good stuff. All right, Robin, back to you.
All right, collecting testimonials and reviews. I put 3 minutes here because this is something that, when you interact with a customer, or if you don't interact with your customers, even through an email list or some way you can get your happy customers to review you on Google My Business. So I would definitely recommend downloading that Google My Business app. It's really easy to manage there, and you can see right away when you get a review on your phone. But basically what you have to do is, what I would recommend, the best way to get a review is right after they buy your service, or right after they buy your product, ask them to review you right there on the spot. So they can't be connected to Wi-Fi, but basically you just take their phone from them and ask nicely. And so you take their phone from them and then go to Google Maps. So they have to have Google Maps on the phone, which is on all Android phones. If they don't, you could just ask them if they want to download Google Maps, or if they will leave you a Facebook review instead. Or if your industry calls for it, even on another site, like if you're a restaurant and you already have a Yelp page, then ask for that. So then you just get them to the place. You have to scroll down on Google Maps, but once you get them there, then they can leave you a review, and it's super easy for them. A lot of times if you tell them to leave a review, they go home, they forget about it. It's hard to collect these reviews, and you need a lot of them. So if you have a ton of 5-star reviews online, that is going to boost you up in the search results, and it's going to get you some more calls over your competitors.
Right, and this is what makes me crazy, is that people don't take advantage of doing this, because we all have happy customers. All you have to do is ask them. They're more than happy to do it. They do it all the time for other people. I would be even a little more specific. When I ask for them, I ask for a Google 5-star review. Let's just, really shoot for the moon and ask for that. And it doesn't cost the business a cent, and it can make a huge difference in your online presence and your reputation. So I just don't know why everyone isn't taking advantage of this and getting them done. It's something, it's a must-do. It's easy, it's quick, and it's free. and it helps tremendously. So.
You know what? I have a quick video here that shows how easy it is to do on a phone, whether it's an iPhone or a Android phone. On Android, they already got Google Maps on there, but I have it's a really short demonstration video, so I'd like to put that up on my screen here.
Sure.
And oops.
Using the YouTube app.
Let's see here. So here you have the phone, and we need to find the Google Maps app. So on this particular phone, it's in one of these folders. Once
and
the
Blake,
app launches.
Can you see this on your screen?
Oh, you know what? Hold on a sec. I'm saying to watch it. Hold on a sec. Here we go. All right, we'll start over. All right, so you have the phone. The Google Maps app happens to be in a folder, so we're going to open up that folder and open up Google Maps. At the top, you just simply type in the name of the business. In this case, we're typing in Sexton Development. That brings up Sexton Development at the bottom, so we click down there with our finger and just swipe up. Swipe up again, and you'll see that there's the 5 gray stars here. You just click on the 5th star, and then you hand the phone back to the person, and they just start typing.
Yeah,
so
I
it
would
literally
ask for
just takes a few seconds.
Mm-hmm.
What's that, Robin?
Ask to tell their story, so it's more specific.
Exactly.
Because if you get a bunch of reviews that just says "great company" or "awesome product," that's not going to do as much for you online as if you had someone tell a full paragraph of what their experience was.
Mm-hmm.
But this is my favorite one here too, testimonials. So let's say you're going to have people that say, "Oh, I don't have a smartphone," or "I don't know how to do this." Hand them a piece of paper and have them write it down on a piece of paper, because you can use that testimonial and put it on your website and get a ton of credit online.
Do you mind if I show an example of this one?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so if you take a look at Google here, I need someone to help me with my Amazon seller consulting. So I'm going to go to Google and see if there's somebody out there. And see how this result, which happens to be ours, has gold stars next to it, but none of these other ones do. Now, there's a reason for that, and if you come and visit the site, I had one of our customers give us a written testimonial, and I put it down at the bottom of the page here, and I marked this up with what's called Schema Markup. And just by doing that, Google lets me have these golden stars in the search results, which can drastically increase the click-through ratio, because usually people are going to be clicking on this first one, but if they see those gold stars down there, they're going to think, well, let me see what these guys are all about. And it's been proven statistically that you'll get more click-throughs by having the gold stars on your result.
All right, so hey, you threw something out there, Schema Markup.
Yes.
So can you say that again in English, so some of us that don't know what that is will get just a little picture of what that means?
Sure, I'll bring up a page here. Let me go back to my screen. So Schema Markup, it's a micro data markup. It's some code basically that goes in the back end of the website that you put in the code, and it does certain things. One of those things is what I was just describing, which is having those gold stars on your search results. So you can go to this schema.org and you can learn about all the different schemas there are, but this will look very foreign to you. You'll see as it comes up here, it's going to be a lot of, if I click on, let's say, review here, it's going to bring me to an area of the page where it's going to give me a lot of stuff that I got to implement, and it gives me examples here. And you're probably looking at this like, I'm never going to be able to do this. Well, you're in luck, because you can go and type in schema testimonial tool, and there's probably going to be we're going to click on this one that has the gold stars. So basically, I just type in the stuff I want to type in, and I hit submit, and it'll give me a chunk of code I could just copy and paste on my website. So
yeah, before you do that, though, do these 10 other things. Then you can do schema.
Yes. All right, good point, Robin. Let's go back to...
But to put it even more English, it's like a Spanish to English translator, but it's English to Google Speak, so that Google can understand your website.
All right, now we got it.
All right, so who should you get reviews from? You can get reviews through social shares. I mean, you can ask third-party contractors that you've worked with. You can exchange with other businesses as long as you've worked with them or met them. You can have a review party and introduce people to your product. You can have any kind of events that you hold, networking meetings. You can hand out postcards for reviews. You can call people over the phone, put in your email signature. I mean, you can do so many things to get reviews. So if you have no reviews online, there's no excuse really. All right, so adding pictures to the page. I say 20 to 30 minutes to edit a picture. I use Photoshop. You can use other places like Web Resizer. You can find free photos, legal photos. Use your legal photos or take photos yourself so that you can use them. But you definitely need at least 2 optimized pictures per page. Then go ahead and create a video for every page. It doesn't have to be, you know, hire a professional videographer for every single video, but at least try to make some sort of video. I use PowerPoint to make some videos with a music track and a voiceover, so that's something that you can pick up or have hire someone for. I would say 3 to 6 hours per video. Create great contact information. Take a look at your own contact page, and if you have more than these 3 things, or these 3, what is it? What are the 3 things? Oh, here it is. Name, email, and message. It's probably going to be too much for your page. A lot of times you can add phone number or the subject or a drop-down menu, a date range, or industry-specific items, but most people will fill out your contact if it's just name, email, and the message. Also have a call to action on your website. Once you get people to your website, I mean, that is a very hard part, is to get people to actually go to your website. But once they're there, you want to make sure you make the most of those people and tell them what they need to do on your website. So if you want them to share things, if you want them to download a coupon or discount, if a free quote, if you want them to volunteer. So make it very, very crystal clear what you want them to do once they get to your website, because they won't figure it out on their own. You have to guide them and lead them what to do once they get there. All right, and back to the contact page. Blake's pretty much an expert at the contact page. Why don't you talk about that for a second?
The contact page should have a small form that you can have potential clients contact you at. Sometimes it's frustrating to go to a contact page, see no phone number, no address, no name of the company, and nowhere to actually contact you. So we recommend having your name, your address, and your phone number. When we say name, your business name or you. A small contact form that they can leave their potential name, address, phone number, small message, but also an embedded Google map. And this allows people to visually get a cue if they're local where you're at. If not, they can move the map around and get an idea. They can zoom in, they can zoom out, they can look for landmarks, and they can essentially, from what I understand, Google loves to see that. So when the little Google bots are crawling around and they see your contact page has one of their embedded maps, it's probably safe to say that you're going to rank a little higher than your competition that doesn't have an embedded Google map. So that's the contact page.
I'd like to expand on that a little bit, if I may.
Yeah.
The other thing is they're going to go there for the hours of when you're going to be open, so that's a reason they're going to go there. Also, the number of fields that your contact form has will directly correlate to how willing they are to fill it out. So if you ask for a lot of information, it's going to statistically reduce the amount of people who will fill it out. So being able to keep that as minimal as possible is going to get you that lead data. So you want people to contact you so you can do more business. So at a minimum, in order to be able to reach out to them and contact them, you need to look at this. Robin's editing the website while we're in the webinar. This is awesome. Minimally, you want to get their name and either their phone or their email address. But if you at least get that and nothing else, at least you can pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, You came to our website, you filled this thing out. I want to, I want to do some business with you. What can we do to help you improve your business or whatever product or service you have? But yeah, the point is, make it easy, make it very simple, make it quick, so you get that lead information. Now, if you, let's say you got too many people contacting through the form, that's when you might explore the idea of adding some more fields into that form to qualify the different people that are coming through. So, for example, we have one client that has a Montessori school, and she really wants parents that are local to the area who are going to be living there for a while and have a child that they're going to enroll who's between 18 and 36 months. And they want to make sure that at least one parent's home. So she gets contacted by tons and tons of people all the time, but she's added different ranges of areas that are close and far from where they're at, how long they've been there. So she's asked a lot of different qualification questions, and if any of the different items that they answer don't fit in the qualification that she has, she simply sends them a copy-paste email saying, thank you for your consideration. However, it doesn't sound like Forest Bluff is the school is a right fit for you. You might check out some of these other schools who are our referral partners. But if it does fit the different criteria that they want, then they're going to aggressively go after that person. So, when you have tons of people coming through this through the contact form, you can add more fields to kind of filter out some of the different folks that you might want to qualify before you're calling, so you're not getting a ton of people coming through. The last comment I wanted to make is the idea of having a specific page other than the contact form for getting leads. A lot of people have the perception that the contact form just goes to a receptionist or a secretary or somebody who doesn't really, it's not in the sales department, and they don't think that their contact information is going to get to somebody who's going to get back to them right away. So if you have something that's more specific, like a free quote or free consultation, or something that's more of a directed call to action form, that's going to usually yield a lot more contacts than just a standard contact form on the contact page. Robin, you were about to say something.
Yeah, that was it. This part. If you have people that want to apply, like with a resume, don't put everything together. And like if you're a roofing company, don't assume that everyone wants a free quote. I mean, what if someone wants to interview you for an article? Do they have to fill out the entire free quote page in order to contact you? Or if they want to work there, do they have to fill out the free quote page in order to get in contact with you? So make sure that you have one general form, and if you want more specific forms, add a separate form.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's all great information and expansion on what I said. In layman's terms, I think it is if you ever go to the doctor or someone and you've got 3 pages of information to fill out, it's frustrating. If it was a half a page, you typically enjoy that more if they're only asking for an email, a phone number, maybe your height and weight or something. So sometimes that's how I like to think of a short contact page as being beneficial until, like Paul said, you get an overload of emails and you need to increase your filtering.
Mm-hmm. Great.
And lastly, I put on social media here. It is a smaller part of SEO, but I feel like if you're missing that on your website, you almost look like a dated website sometimes. So if you have some social media platforms, I would recommend just trying out one first and being very active on it. And once you've got that one nailed down, then add a second one. The one thing you don't want to do as a new business, or especially if you're a solo owner, is to add every social media platform as much as possible and get all the buttons on your site. That is going to harm you because first off, it's hard to, with all this other stuff that you're doing, it's hard to catch up. And unless you have a full-time social media person or someone at least part-time working on your social media. So I would say get one and get that down right away. And I would recommend one of these 3 for that. And then once you do that, go ahead and start other social media. And this is all the stuff you can do on there. You can promote a blog, you can share a picture. If you have a new product, people love inspirational quotes on there. You can offer a discount, and just anything you can put on your social media. So there's unlimited items you can post on there, but just make sure to try and post. They recommend every 21 days so that it looks like your business is not closed, but I would really recommend at least twice a month at the very bare minimum. So if you're blogging twice a month, just promote your blog on here twice a month. So it's definitely another outlet to connect with your customers.